Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. I am your host, Lance Brock. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in on this Tuesday morning. Hope everyone is having a good morning so far. There is a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic available from last night, talking about last night's episode of WWE Monday Night Raw, which was the go-home show before this Saturday's Payback Premium Live event. Which we got a big pro wrestling weekend coming up again with Payback on Saturday, and then Sunday AEW All Out. And just to talk a little bit about Payback, I think that the last couple weeks, the build for the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth freaking Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura has been done pretty well. Especially the last couple weeks. The videos of Nakamura we have seen where he was speaking in Japanese and the subtitles were in English on the screen. I thought that was a nice touch. And I think this one could be a really good match between these two. I think I have already said this maybe on an episode last week, but I always talk about there being a difference between who you would want to see win and who you think will win. And I would actually like to see Shinsuke Nakamura become the World Heavyweight Champion this Saturday at Payback. But do I think it's going to happen? I would say probably not. I think Rollins will be retaining. And I am a fan of Seth Rollins, but I would really like to see Shinsuke Nakamura get the title and have a good run with it as probably the top heel on Raw. But like I said, I am not really so sure of that happening. And the main event of Raw last night, Falls Count Anywhere, Becky Lynch taking on Zoe Stark, which they had a pretty fun match. Trish Stratus getting involved, bulldogging Becky Lynch through a table, and then getting knocked out by Zoe Stark by accident and getting put through a table herself before Becky Lynch hit the manhandle slam on Zoe Stark through another table on the other side to get the win. Like I said, it was a fun match, but I wouldn't say, just me anyway, that I'm really that excited for the match, even though it is a steel cage match coming up this Saturday. I'm sure they'll have a fine match, but I don't know if the build has really been that great for it. And I think the feud kind of maybe lost a little bit of its momentum when it ended up being bumped off the SummerSlam card. I heard Dave Meltzer on McGuire on Wrestling talk about how that was actually one of the first original matches that they were planning to have on SummerSlam, but then they ended up taking it off the show. So, like I said, I'm sure these two will have a fine match in the cage, but I don't think it's going to be really the best match on the show or anything. And we found out last night that the new team, I guess you could call him Mick Riddle, Drew McIntyre, and his new partner Matt Riddle will be challenging, or nothing won't, or they'll be facing the Viking Raiders. And sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. I was gonna mention that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will be defending the Universal Tag Team Championships against the Judgment Day Saturday at Payback. Sorry, I got that a little mixed up. I would say with this angle teasing the problems within the Judgment Day, I'd actually say that I think Owens and Zayn, it's a pretty safe bet that they retain on Saturday. I'm sure Balor and Priest are going to end up having some miscommunications during the match, which will cost them the match and the titles. Owens and Zayn end up retaining. But I'll talk more about it and do more of a preview for Payback this Saturday right here on Good Morning Wrestling Fans. And tonight we have NXT. Like I have been saying, it's not really a promise that every Tuesday night I'm going to be doing an episode, even though I have the last couple weeks. But who knows, I could do a new episode tonight talking about NXT, so just stay tuned just in case. And that's all for this morning's episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic on this Tuesday. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave your feedback from last night's WWE Monday Night Raw and still from Sunday AEW All In London and Impact Wrestling Emergence. You can still leave your feedback from both of those shows in the comment section right here on Spreaker or YouTube or whichever podcast app or website you listen to on, if they have a comment section. I will be back right here tomorrow morning for the Wednesday episode. Yeah, I say Tuesday just a little bit ago. Today is, but I'll be back for the Wednesday episode tomorrow to preview tomorrow's AEW Dynamite featuring all the fallout from All In London. But until then, have a great pro wrestling day.